I'm excited today to be able to introduce you to a friend of ours who runs his own ad agency in New York City and has been teaching about running Facebook ads for several years now. It's great to have somebody on here that's a real expert in the subject. And I know that most of our listeners are either just getting started with ads or maybe even contemplating whether they ought to get started. And so for somebody that's starting with limited funds available, what's the best way for them to get started with ads?
Awesome intro, David. Greatly appreciate it. And super excited to be here to share with your tribe. Facebook ads I think it's just one of the best ways to get your brand, get your message out there to your audience in the most effective in terms of being able to reach the right audience that you want to connect with, right? And in comparison to, print advertisements, television, radio, where you're reaching the masses. When it comes to Facebook, and I'm talking about Facebook and Instagram ads, right? You're able to specifically target the right customer. That's what makes it so powerful. And so even if you have a limited budget, let's say you're only able to spend $5 or $10 a day over a period of time, that can help you build your brand and awareness online and also generate leads and even some sales in your business. So I know people get discouraged thinking they have to spend thousands of dollars on Facebook ads. That's just not the case. For a couple $100, you can get some significant success and results with paid advertising. And what I'll share with you is a couple of just my strategy that I recommend people apply when they are first getting started with Facebook ads or they have a limited amount of resources. I'm going to share my screen real quick and just walk through a couple slides here and talk through. So first, what's possible with Facebook ads? So I'm going to share with you a couple of my clients' ads and so you can see what's really possible with Facebook ads. This is a client of mine who is in the keto niche, and she's giving away a free meal plan. She's using this to build her list in her Facebook group. She's spending about $5 or $10 a day. And we ran this campaign over the holiday, October 18th through December 31st. With this campaign, spending only $5, $10 a day, she generated 2,255 leads at 34 cents a lead, right? So if you think about this, hey, if I'm spending $5 a day, I can literally get about 3 leads a day. Over a month period, that's 90 leads, right? So anything is possible. It's possible to do that on a low budget. Another client of mine, she is in the health and wellness niche. We put together a download during the holidays, right? How to avoid the weight gain during the holidays, 20 survival tips. Ran it for, I think, 3 months, generated 633 leads at $1.43 a lead. So again, spending $5, $10 a day, you can get, 3, 4, 5 leads a day with that budget. Third example, this is a 5-day challenge that my friend Aaron Birch did, and I helped her with some ads on this. Ran for a couple of days, got 80 leads at $1.71 a lead. Another example, this is going to a webinar she was hosting. Webinar is a little bit more expensive, but again, over a couple of days, 50 registrants at $2.26. Now, these clients of mine, they're all using this three-step simple strategy that I think works magically, right, with a low budget. The first thing we do is we create a video or an engagement post, right, something that's valuable to your audience, and we just share some valuable content to the audience through an ad, right? So that first ad is, a video sharing some tips. It can be an inspirational image post that, is just going to an audience that you want to target, your ideal audience, and letting them get to know you better. The second ad is basically your offer or your lead magnet, right? You want to get people on your list. And so we create a lead magnet a lead magnet ad that is shown to the people who watch your video or engage with your post. Now, those who opt in for the lead magnet, they're then presented with an offer, right? Something for sale, whether it's a product, a course, or even a phone consult where you're trying to see if they're open to joining you in your business opportunity if you're in a network marketing company. So here's that same format again. So the first video is the first ad is a high value piece of content or an inspirational image quote. It's something that's easy to be consumed, no more than 2 minutes if it's a video. So sharing some tips in 2 minutes or less. The reason why we do that, the reason why we say 2 minutes or less, is so that ad can be shown on both Facebook and on Instagram. Okay. And we have no call to action in this video or in this post, right? Our goal is to get people to like, know, and trust us. We don't want them to do anything except for watch the video or like and comment on the post that we're sharing. And our audience that we're targeting here is an audience that doesn't know us, right? So it's a cold audience. You're trying to reach new people and get them into your world. With the second ad, this is our lead magnet. The lead magnet is something valuable like a PDF, a checklist, a mini course that is congruent with the video ideally that you just showed in that first ad. This lead magnet should be targeting people who watched at least 50% of your video or they engage with that particular post, right? So you're targeting people who have somewhat engaged with you with that previous post, whether it's watching the video or comment, liking, or sharing that on that post.
Now we've got a somewhat warm audience.
Yeah, so that's a warm audience, absolutely. That's a much warmer audience. And then with that warm audience, if they've opted in for that lead magnet, this is where you offer them what you're selling, whether that's a product or a strategy session or a trial of some sort. And you're targeting people who opted into the lead magnet, meaning they're absolutely warm, right? They're almost hot, right? Because they want what you have, and they're probably more likely to be interested in what you're selling. Here's that keto example from the beginning, right? So we have a keto video sharing 3 superfoods to make keto easy, healthy, and sustainable. That's her video. No call to action, just some valuable content under 2 minutes. It then leads to her lead magnet, her free meal plan. So anyone who watched 50% of that video now will see this lead magnet ad to get the meal plan. And then when they download the meal plan, she's actually guiding them into her Facebook group. So on the landing page, when they opt in, she moves them to her Facebook group from there. That was her goal. That's what she wanted to accomplish. The webinar example, right? Here's a video of Erin sharing some tips. She has a call to action in this one, a link there, totally fine. But we're going for the objective of this ad is to get video views. Then we retarget them with another ad to register for the webinar, which is this ad here. And then on the webinar, she sells them her course, okay? Another example is a product example. So the 4 tips to avoid weight gain during the holiday season. Basically, she took 4 tips from her PDF, made it a video. We ran that video as an ad. We have a call to action here, but again, the objective of the ad is to get video views. So we're not running it for conversions or something like that. It's just running for video views to get the people to see it. And then we retarget them with the download, right? To get the free download, 20 survival tips to avoid weight gain during the holiday season. Once they download the lead magnet, they're then retargeted with an ad to grab her company's car blocker, which is a network marketing company. That's the example of a product. And that's pretty much it, right? That's literally the process that you would go through if you have a small budget, right? What I would say, if you're spending $5-10 a day for, let's say you do the strategy for a week, you have $5 to $10 for that entire week. Your initial effort should be focused on that first ad to build up the audience, right? So for the first 3 or 4 days, putting the majority of your advertising dollars into that video, right? Because you have to build up the eyeballs, you have to build up the engagement before you can start running that conversion ad to get conversions, right? So spending your dollars on building up the audiences on the front end. And then as you get deeper into that 3-step strategy, running the ad for the lead magnet ad, you just shift money from the video ad over to the lead magnet ad. And then you do the same thing with the offer, shift money over to the offer ad. Now, as you go through that process, the amount of money you spend on the last step is going to be less than the amount of money you spend on the first 2 steps, because it's a smaller audience. So you can find that you'll be spending $1, $2, $3 on that last ad, whereas on the first 2, you're spending between $5 and $10 to start.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. That's a brilliant process. I really like that. I know when I have done ads on Facebook before, I've had a single ad with a single goal rather than a process that led people somewhere.
Yeah. I think that's important, right? And this is something I discovered over, running ads for several years now, even months recently. But thinking of your ads as a process, but as a funnel almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because people are coming into your world at different stages, right? So some people know you, and if they know you, did they grab your lead magnet? If they don't know you, they should be giving some pre-framed content to get to know you, right? And then if they know you and they already opted in for the lead magnet, you should be making offers to them, like selling one thing. So thinking about your process of Facebook ads and how you lay it out as almost a funnel, because it really is.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I appreciate that. So from the starting out fresh, how would someone set up something like that? I'm sure that some people would be rather intimidated at the thought of trying to put that together.
Yeah. So the first thing you want to think about is what is your content, right? So what are you going to share to your audience? If you have an audience, you know who that is, right? If you have a clear picture of who you're looking for to buy your product or join in your opportunity, that's the first step. But then sitting down and planning out, okay, so I'm going to create a video that shares 3 tips on how to deal with anxiety during a crisis, right? Because you have anxiety pills or whatever, or something at the end that you want to sell, right? So creating that framework in the beginning. So this is my video. I'm going to record a 2-minute video sharing 3 ways to overcome anxiety in a crisis. Then your lead magnet, what's that lead magnet going to be, right? Maybe it's 10 more tips or 7 more tips to overcome anxiety during a crisis. You map that out. Then you say, okay, this is what I'm selling and how am I selling it, right? I'm selling it to people on the phone, or are they going to a web page where they're going to actually purchase on the web page? Once you have that fleshed out and you start creating your ad creatives, like you record the video, you create the image for your lead magnet, and you create an image or a video for your offer, then you take that information, that content, and you set this up in the Ads Manager, which I can show you how to do that very simply. Because it's really a matter of understanding the process in your mind first before you go to the Ads Manager, because that can get very confusing.
Right. Do you have any kind of resource that people could refer to sort of walk through that process?
Yeah, and when I actually have a full training on this that I can share with you, David, I'll give you a link. It's absolutely free. I'll share with you the link for that training, but it walks you through this entire process step by step, and I actually do a live demo of me setting every phase up in the Ads Manager.
Wow, that sounds like great value for our viewers.
Yeah, it's really good, and it shows you exactly how the examples you saw, how I set those up in a live situation.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I know that our viewers are going to appreciate it very much as well.
Thank you, Dave, for having me. I hope this was very helpful and valuable. And again, if they have questions about any of this, they can feel free to find me on Facebook and message me, and I'll provide some guidance. But I'll definitely share that training with you so you can share with your tribe.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you.